Hi guys. You can leave your cameras off or you can turn your cameras on. Whatever is more works better for you guys. Hi Karen.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We're just letting some people in.
Hi, I'd put my video on, but I'm washing up and watching at the same time, so
Oh yeah, no, that's cool.
I'm
No
multitasking.
pressure to put your camera on. Only if you want to. Yeah, we just give it another minute just to let some people in, and then we will kick off because we know it's lovely out. I hope it's lovely wherever everybody is. But I know it's a lovely evening here. So I'm sure you've all had a long day. Okay, so I don't know how I turn off that noise of all beeping.
That's me, but I want to listen if people.
Oh yeah. Well, can Tracy and Perla let them in now? Is it working for you guys now? No? Oh yeah. All right. We'll give it another minute there. It's 2 minutes past. Yeah, so it's I suppose from the reason we came up with this is because a lot of people ask why they're not in the beauty squad or why they're not being picked. And there's lots of different questions and different reasons. But what it is really based on, first of all, brand has to tell us who they're looking for, and that means could be age or a skin type or skin tone, and it could be that you have to be living in Ireland or you have to be living in the UK or you have to be living in the US. So it's very much, it's not just based on, oh, I haven't been picked. It just depends on whether you match what the brand is, who the brand is trying to send the products to. One of the other things that we found is the content creation side of it is that some of the people in our beauty squad, like Alicia here, has done some great content, and she, one of the brands, she works with one of the brands now. And so our goal is for people to be able to create content and work and get paid by brands if the brands see their work. So it's very exciting for us. So we're just really here to give you some hints and tips, and then we have some of our beauty squad giving some hints and tips as well, and Mariana is going to go through all of that with you. So we start off really quickly because this is recorded in any case, and we'll send out the recording. So basically, I don't know if there's anyone on the call who doesn't know what Beauty Buddy is, but basically Beauty Buddy was started as a community of people where we could trust the reviews. And when you're choosing a product, that you would be able to see the ratings and the reviews from people that you trusted. The authenticity was always very important to us. People believe that when we started this, myself and my sister, that we're big into beauty, but it's actually the opposite, really. We just wanted to find products that work for us, and we were tired of wasting money on products that didn't work for us. So we built the app very selfishly. So yeah, so on Beauty Buddy, just a few of the things that you can do, just in case you don't know. If you're not in our beauty squad, then the new rules in the beauty squad is you don't have to do the reviews to get in. You just have to register and fill in the about me. And the reason we need the about me is because we don't want to be reaching out to you and asking you, do you want fake tan, and you don't use fake tan. So it's all about your skin type, your skin tone, your hair. Do you have curly hair? Because obviously, like Alicia there, she has curly hair, so she's not looking for the smooth stick, so we wouldn't be contacting her. So it's for us to be able to personalize it for yourself. You can scan the barcodes in store, and you can join our beauty squad. You can add reviews. If you add reviews and you add reviews with videos of just of your own products, you get points. All your points turn into either donating to charities, you can plant trees, or you can get a voucher for yourself. So you can earn points by engaging without doing any of the missions. And as I explained earlier, for anyone who's just joining us, the missions are not us choosing them. Brands are choosing who they want to send them to. So we would love to send the products to everyone all the time, but unfortunately we can't, because they can be quite specific to each brand, and also it could be based on ingredients or whatever scent that you like, especially when we're working with fragrance. And if you have put down you like floral, we're not going to send you woody smelling. So that's how. So to answer that's some of the features of the app. So Mariana is going to, oh, well, I already spoke about this. So we have the complete the about me, and you will make sure that you're signed up to the newsletter. The newsletter comes every Thursday, and it does tell you about the different campaigns, and you will be able to see on a Thursday if there's missions in your app. If you go into the app and you go into the missions page, you'll see if any of the missions are for yourself. Then the consumer content, we send out surveys in the app as well, so you'll see those surveys. If you want to engage in those surveys, they'll pop up in your app. You will get points for doing the surveys as well. So it's up to you entirely, but you can do the surveys. And the mission page, as I mentioned, that is where the new mission page is, where you will see your mission and whether you accept it or not. And then it will kind of track whether you've put up the information or you have uploaded your video and stuff like that. So, and then there is Tracy, what were you trying to say? Yeah, so sorry. Yeah, trying to do charades here. She is behind me. I'm not very good at it, so I had to ask her. So yeah, so there is a Q&A at the end, but please feel free to put your hand up. There's a little emoji there. If you can see your little hand emoji, put your hand up and we can ask question. And any questions, put them in the chat there, and Tracy and Perla are here, so they're going to answer your questions, or else we can answer them live when we get to the end. So I'm going to move over very quickly to Mariana, and she is going to run through the kind of highlights of content creation. And there's Tracy saying hello, and basically this is only to help you if you want with the brands. We all do content creation ourselves, and I could take a few hints and tips. I am absolutely no expert, but I am learning. So Mariana, over to you.
Thanks, Wendy. Well, definitely we are not experts, but we've learned on the way that we're doing the reviews. So I want to start talking about what brands want to see from your reviews, from your videos. They want to see you firstly. They want to see you using their products. They want to know your story, or how you can build a story around your their products. And of course, they want also your honest opinion. So keeping that in mind, we can start building content creation. So I break down this process into like 4 main steps that you can easily go through those ones. You can maybe do some of them faster than other ones, and the practice always like it's better. So it will be planning, recording, editing, and posting. We're going to start with planning. For the planning, the first thing you have to, once you are selected with us to get a free product, the first thing you would like to do is to use get the product. Like once you use it at least once, twice, to make you an idea, to know the product, and then that way you can actually decide what you like the most about the products. Is there anything that it makes it for you special? Do you like the texture maybe, or the packaging? So once that you make your mind around that, you can actually start planning how you would transmit that you like. So after that, you can also, as part of the planning, you can get inspired. You can search the brand on social media. For example, this case, we send out some lovely products from Kinvara, and you can go to their social media and see what other people are posting, what they are posting, so that what type of content they would like to see, so that way you can have more chance, so they can maybe reshare your content, and that way you can have more reach. Another way also, you can search for another creators. For example, here's Lovely Dimple. In here, what are they doing? What are they showing? How they're using it? Maybe it's a serum, but maybe it's like electrolytes that we have with Aya. So maybe you wanted to do it more like engaging, more dynamic. So that could be another way. And of course, you can search the product itself on social media, but also you cannot just stay with those videos that are kind of like showing off. You can also Google the product, search for like some ingredients. Maybe it's like, it has like, for example, the oil has a lovely scent of, I don't know, vanilla, for example. So maybe that kind of way that you can show off like this kind of information. Then after that, you can kind of sort of can decide what kind of format would you like to do. I break it down into two mainly that we've noticed in all the reviews. One is talking to the camera. This, I would say, is like easier to do, like just in brackets, because for me, I find it harder because you have to have like a really clear what you're going to say or how you're going to show it. So in that way, you can choose this format. If you don't feel confident editing videos, it's an easier way to you to share your thoughts, to share what you think about the product, showcasing it. But in this webinar, we're all for creating content. So we're going to talk about this other format, which is different cuts with a little bit of voiceover, which I believe it's more engaging in the content. And some tips: remember that the main goal always is to share your thoughts and have fun. I think that's the main thing. And then we go to the second part, will be the recording. For the recording, most people think that they need a lot of equipment, but honestly, you only need your phone. Like it could be Android, iPhone, like I'm not very familiar with iPhone, but it could be either. And some other equipment that is nice to have, but you don't have to. It's like a ring light. It could be like this sort of thing that attached to your phone, or it could be like a really big, you do like makeup, or if you want to show like texture. A microphone is just to make it like the sound of your voiceover is crispier, is like better quality, or if you are like in an environment where it's like really noisy, it can help you as well. The tripod is also really useful if you want to like record in your bathroom, for example, or like so you don't have to actually place it somewhere else. So that's very useful as well. But you can obviously like put it over a glass or whatever you can. And also this is like kind of brand new for me, that these are the people are using it for recording on the go. So you can put it, attach it to a window or to a wall, and that kind of stuff. Is Octobody. So you can just put it in the back of your phone, and this will attach to the surface that you want to attach, and then you can start recording. So these ones you can find it easily in Amazon or like any other stores. And I'd say it's not over than 20 euros, 20 pounds. They're pretty cheap, and it could help you a lot. So filming setup. So we recommend always record your videos vertically. That's the best way for all social media, for all brands. Found it also like really useful. You can record on horizontal, but it's advised to record vertically only if you kind of like content it's like you want to play with the proportion and that kind of way. but we will recommend film on vertically. Always be aware of what you have in the background. Try to always have it clean and nice aesthetic. If you want to show that, we like kind of like on the context as well. If you want to add some
I was trying to say I'm dirty underwear.
show your underwear, but try to always
Different channel.
yes, it's a you want to like you always try to look in the frame, like try to look like okay, what's am I showing, what I don't want to show. So it's also for your privacy, I guess. And also try always to use your frontal camera. I know it's very hard because we tend to record with the with the selfie one to see what we're doing, but it's better quality if you record with your frontal camera all the time. And this step I learned it the bad way. Always wipe your camera before you hit recording. It's like I've recorded so many times and then I realize it's like a slightly dirty lane in there, so I have to record it again. So just make it the habit of just like wipe it a little bit. Even doing the surface, it could be just like your finger or you don't know, and that will elevate your content a lot. The second thing, I think most of us, we know that the lighting is key in creating content. The best one is a natural light. If you can be in front of a window, try to not make it the other way around, like against the light, because you will be looking dark like I doing here. This was like a test that I was recording. It was just so bad. The light was behind me. So try to always face the light. As here, I think this Deepika, I can't remember exactly her name, but she does lovely shots with really good lighting. Avoid overhead shadows like I am doing here, like stay behind the light. That's not very good. And then remember, bad lighting, it's make it look cheaper. If you have a really good lighting, it will elevate a lot your video. Another key thing I think it's really useful is to use B-rolls. What are B-rolls is like an alternative footage shot to be in the video. This could be close-ups of the products, texture, application shots, packaging details. All of this, I think it makes your content more engaging, more interesting, and elevates a lot. And also keep viewers engaged. And also make sure there is always movement. If you are like shooting the packaging, make kind of like turn the box maybe, or I don't know, squeeze it a little bit so we can beat the texture, or move the texture around. So those are really useful and nice to bring into your content. Then some useful shots that you can do while recording your video reviews, it's product shots, like I said before, maybe the packaging, the box, the texture, those are really nice to have in your content and elevates a lot the video. Using your product, like a lot of brands like and want to see you using the product, showcasing how maybe the color of this blush, how it's like blending in. And also if you can bring some context, like for example, lovely Amy here, she's in her bathroom, she's doing her routine, and she's showcasing the product. So these are 3 really useful shots that you can do while thinking on your review. Maybe the product, using the product, and maybe some context, or I don't know, like that's like sort of like creative side of it. And then the next step will be the editing. For editing, again, you don't need any fancy software, any computer, you don't need that. You just need your phone. And I personally prefer CapCut. It's free. You get, I think, to export it three free ones without the watermark. But you can also use InShot. All of these are kind of like similar on the way that the way they work with a timeline and frames and that kind of stuff, which I'm going to talk in next slides. But you could also use any other editing tools from Instagram. Now it has edits, so you can use that one, and it's also really good for engagement. I've noticed if you edit it on edits, it also brings some engagement because it puts the tag that you edited on edits. The TikTok is also really good, and the short ones I haven't used it that much, but these other two I could recommend. But I will always recommend CapCut because I think it's better in a way that it doesn't bring the watermarks from the social media. Of course, you have free trials, but I would recommend better the CapCut because it has more tools as well. So one of the things to consider when editing, it's only show what it has to be shown. Like you probably don't want to show maybe you trying to opening the package, which I try kind of do in this video that I was doing. So you don't want to show that. If you can cut it, just try to think that everything kind of like make like a flow, and in that way. So the next one would be keep it short and simple, and cut the pause as a mistake. Like I said, here, for example, I'm trying to cut, I took too long to open this drawer, for example. So I kind of like cut the time from there. So you can do, what you can do is go to the part that you wanted to begin, and then choose the tool split, and then you split it, and you go back and delete the other video, the other piece of content, yeah. And then you go ahead, and then you also split it, and then you can delete that one. So that way you can keep it short and you can keep moving. Also try to keep your clips between 2 to 3 seconds, I'd say, so it's like really nice flow. Add subtle sums. Sorry, the English is not my first language. So that you can do that by just clicking on the on the clip that you want to, and you kind of pinch the video in it, and you can just do like a zoom on the clip that you want. Let me see if I can have it here, there, and then you kind of like pinch in there. Okay, Mariana, hurry up. There. So that way you can delete context that you don't want to see. Maybe you don't want to see all my face in here. Maybe you don't want to see the background. So that way you can also focus on the details.
Just a quick question there, Marianne.
Yeah.
How do you organize from Karen? How do you reorder the clips in CapCut?
Oh yes, that's very easy. You can just like select for like 2 seconds, I think, and it will bring up, and then you just can move it around. I don't know if that makes sense. Drag it. Yes, sorry. Yeah, one is highlighted. You can drag it,
See
and
where that's highlighted there, the white line, and you can just literally hold it on it,
and it will bring you all the different clips that you have, and then you just drag it the timeline that you want.
Yeah.
So that way you can reorder them. It's basically, yeah. I hope that answers. I can maybe, yeah. Okay, the next thing is the voiceover. The first thing I would say for your voiceover is to write down your review. Like if you can type it in your notes, even though you can do it like writing in hand, you can just like do that. So that way you keep your ideas on the point, like you want to say. I personally, sometimes I write too much, and I could go to AI and say like, please record this to 30 seconds. Like you can say, of course it's not accurate because everybody talks at a different time, but you can go and say like, I want this for 30 seconds video, or like a minute long, and AI would cut it down for you. And there's 2 ways that you can do your voiceovers on CapCut. One is to record, and you just go in the menu, it says voice, and then you hit record, and you can also copy here in the teleprompter your script, and it could go and you can read it from there, and you can also connect your microphone if you have one. That I found it that it's also really good. But if you're not confident enough to record your voice like I am, or probably Perla as well, that English is not our first language, you can also use the text to audio tool. That I would say like that's good, but people don't love it, don't love like the ones that are in CapCut or in TikTok or on another platform. So it's the same, kind of the same. You go to the audio, and then here it says text to audio. You click in there and you just copy it, and then you select the voice that you want, and it will automatically get you the voice there. So those are the two ways you can do your voiceover. And then the second thing, the third thing, it will be the captions. The captions are very important. Try to always add the captions, because most users on social media don't they consume the content, but without the sound. They probably not wearing earphones, or they are just on the go and they want to see. Now it's a bit easier because the platforms generate automatically the subtitles, but I would suggest you to always add them, especially, for example, if you put it up in the Beauty app. So that's a really good to have. You can do it very simple. You just go text in the menu here below, then add captions, and then it generates automatically. So you don't have to do anything else. And if you don't like it, you can choose here, like kind of like what templates or what kind of style do you like, and that kind of ways. So this is also helps you to improve retention, because people stop to reading the subtitles, and the accessibility, so people can understand what you're talking about. Then some tips that, like I said before, try to keep short your clips. I like to keep it between 1.5 or 3 seconds each clip. Try to always add movement that makes more engaging your content. Try to always to also try to change maybe the perspective. Like I said, you can move around the B-rolls between you opening the product and that kind of way, so you can move it around and try to keep short clips all the time. Another trick that I kind of find is that it feels slow. It is slow. Like if you feel like, oh, this is it's taking me ages to open a package, you can just cut it, and if you have, I don't know, 6 seconds, you can here also in the speed in the menu, I think it's in the menu below, you can go to speed and you can put it like 1.1 or 1.5, so it can be in the 2 to 3, 4 seconds. Your clip, in that way you can show what you're doing without cutting it too much, so it will be a bit faster. Another one is another zooms. This is another way that I found, so it can be engaging. So this is through frames. There is like here this button that it means frames. So you can go at the beginning of your clip. You go there and then you hit this one and it will bring you a keyframe here. And then you go at the end of the clip and then you kind of like zoom in. Just please don't say anything about my face that I'm doing there. So you can just like kind of like make it bigger, and then that's it. You will see, you can play it, and it will play it like if you want to like emphasize something, if you want to do like a zoom in, if you want to do like make movement in your content, that's very good. Another thing that I would say is to try to avoid excessive edits. Like this is enough, like these kind of tips are enough for you to create like a very dynamic content. You don't need probably like transitions. Like I try to avoid the transitions from CapCut or all of them, because they usually rest from your actually content. So sometimes it doesn't enhance. So that way enhance them, sorry. So try to avoid it. And also I know sometimes we don't look great, like myself in here, but I think that's the power of authentic content. Like if you add filters, maybe. Oh.
Very natural. Yeah.
So yeah, I would say to try avoid filters on like as you feel comfortable, of course. Always is like you post your content that you feel proud of and comfortable with. So I will try to avoid filters, because also that I kind of like feel that decrease the quality of your work, because you're putting already a lot of work on this. And just for export, once you're happy with your video, like me, this video lasts 22 seconds. You just go and hit export and try to, sorry, I didn't record it there, but Cap could have like some settings. You try to export in 180. That's enough for all the platforms. You don't have to export in 4K or anything because that will just take you up space in your phone. And the platforms doesn't really sometimes, well, I'd say they don't accept 4K. The standard is 180 and 30 frames if you want to just, if not, you can, Cap could just do it by its own. So you can just export it like that way. And then the last stage would be posting. Some tips that I would say, as like we work with brands, is that always try to tag the brands. You don't know, they could see your content, they could like it and then contact you to work with them. Mention the brands on your captions as well, tag them and mention them on their captions. So people, if they don't see the tag, they can read it in the caption. Also, this is for our missions, always use the hashtags provided. That way we can also share your content. And you can easily go to your mission page and it says there, the button in the mission, it says copy hashtag, so you don't actually have to like memorize them or write it down. So you can just, that way just go to the Beauty Body app, copy the hashtags and go to social media, Instagram, TikTok, and you can just copy and paste it. And I'm guilty of this tip because I didn't used to send collaboration requests to the brands on mainly on Instagram until I start doing it and I start seeing that brands actually like that. So that way you could get more engagement, you can get more exposure, and brand will notice you more. And also, this is a nice to have at a low volume. Audio is not overpowering, that it's like maybe calming if your content is calming, or if you're like running in the gym or whatever, it could be like, it could add on to your content, but try to not make it too overpowering in that sense. And now for posting, after you post your content on social media that you prefer, you can go to Beauty Body and you can access the product in two ways. You can scan the barcode on the product, or you can access the product from your mission page and it says there, add a review, I think. So that way you can access to do your review. So rate your review, at your title, or your script, that this is like a good way to reuse what you already done. If you already write it in your notes, you can just copy and paste it in here. And also, oh yes, I try to avoid watermarks. I know that sometimes when you edit them on Instagram, or you forget to, that's why I like to do it in CapCut, because you already have in your phone and you don't have to download it from Instagram or from TikTok with the watermark, because I believe that rest points for your content. It kind of looks like the brands wouldn't like to see a watermark in the content that you're posting. So I try to I would avoid to some watermarks. Like I said, upload your video from CapCut, or if you did it from InShot or another ones, try to make it without the watermarks. And yes, you write your review. And then just last tips. Think like a creator. You don't need to be an expert. Like all of this, I truly learned it on the way, trying to make better my content. Just be curious. You can also see a lot of tutorials on YouTube, or join more events like this. Remember that your content needs to be reliable or useful. Like always try to help out the next person. If you like the color of this lipstick, of the texture, try to transmit it through your content. Clarity beats creativity. Again, like you don't need a lot of editing. You don't need a lot of transitions. I think the clearer, the better. And volume builds skill. The more you do this, the better you will get. And also, I think the end of this is to have fun. Like try to be creative and try to transmit that through your videos. And yeah, so yeah, that would be me. I just share up for now. So now,
For sharing all those amazing tips. I'm still learning, so don't follow me on TikTok. Please. Yeah, no, definitely. So we have three lovely beauty buddies joining us. So we're going to start with Alicia, and she's going to give us her hints and tips. And oh, sorry. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, Alicia, all over to you.
Hi guys. So I'll just tell you a little bit of a background and how it's been going with me. So basically, I've been a photographer for about 20 years now. Now you could call me an old school because I can still work the film photography. That's what it still was when I started. And I did take it seriously. I actually went to college here in Ireland for a year, did the photography course. And after that, I was lucky enough to go straight into working freelance. So I was a portrait photographer for a good few years after that. We had this establishment in Waterford. It was called Beauty Team Studios, and it was a very fun venture. We had basically a bunch of girls, myself as photographer, and we had makeup artists, hairdressers, and we used to do brilliant, brilliant makeovers for girls. So they were really popular. We had birthdays, we had hen parties. It was so popular at the time we went mobile. So we went actually going around other counties and doing these things. And this was a few years ago, so the phones were not there. So people really appreciated nice pictures of themselves, especially when they're all done up and, having the professional hair and makeup. So I did that for a while. Then I did, work for local radio, magazines, modeling agency. I was pretty much a people only photographer. At one stage, I even went into Nationwide on RTE as a backstage. So I was pretty much busy with it there. I was always hired and asked to do photography. Even I was working a different job. Photography wasn't mainstream like now, so it was really rare. So whenever I could, they would always fit me in. Can you take a picture? Can you do this for marketing? Can you do that? So I was really thrown at different jobs, different tasks. So that's how I learned really, really a lot, and working with people as well. And then fast forward 2019. I had my second child, and we know what happened in 2020. I had to reinvent myself at that time. I stopped doing the freelance and I picked up a new hobby. And this is how I created a little niche on my own channel, which is the In Love with Cameras. So I went into a bit of a magic and esoteric world. So this is what I do mostly now. I help other creators promote their work, and I also do as you mentioned, managing the social media for some other brands that might need a little bit help. Like I did the Visage Plus, which I'm now full-time working and creating content for them. So yeah, I've been now published in Cosmo UK, The Sun, the New York Post. So yeah, last thing I want to say before I give any tips. Worth mentioning, I have a very small following. My account's not even 2K. So anybody out there having your numbers or small numbers, it's not an indicator. You can have a small following, you can still get paid work and be valued for the work that you do. So do not look at numbers, because follow me. But I do so much work, but I'm not any big like person with following. I did have a very viral reel at like 1.8 million, which I don't know, it just must have hit something like a jackpot on the algorithm. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I would say to everyone, anybody starting out, start even when you think you are. You need to get into the hang of things. You need to experiment, like Mariana say. Don't be obsessing about equipment, things. I know there's a lot of, things, you see this or you think that will improve, but I have the same camera for 14 years now. So look, it's not the camera that makes the content. It's how you visualize, utilize, how you find your flow. You will eventually find your, people will start recognizing your maybe content and your style. So that's all you got to do is don't be put off there's a lot of people doing it, but once you find your niche, once you find your bit of a a tribe following, and you get into hang of things and you do things, you pick up missions and you have various things, and pick something you can be consistent with. Don't be trying everything at once, because your focus, your energy will scatter and you might just say, look. So yeah, I would strongly just ask anybody to try things like that, to experiment, to do, and even think of what's your hobby, what you like doing, and just go from there, build it up. Like, this people showing everything and anything on social media these days, and there's so many brands out there, so many deals that you can really, do something that you like. You're supposed to be doing things that you like, isn't it? It's not that you have to be doing things, well, sometimes if they want to pay you well, but I think always, like Mariana always said, be authentic, do what you like, because that's how you're going to stay in it and you're going to continue doing it. So yeah, so that's it basically. If anybody has any questions or anything photography related, I'm here.
Thank you, Alicia. Will everybody make sure maybe we follow each other? And we do have, just so you know, a WhatsApp group. Mariana or Perla will share the link for the WhatsApp group there if you want to join. And the whole idea, just before we move on, is it's Share the Love is the group. So when you have created your content and put it on whatever platform, if you copy the link and you put it in Share the Love in the WhatsApp group, we will like it, and other people in the group will like it, and maybe can follow each other, and we can help each other grow and get visibility. So it's up to you whether you want to be in that group or not, but it is there.
Oh,
Thank you so much, Alicia. Make sure you have that so we can follow you. So who's up next? So we is it Dimple? I love Dimple. You're on mute there now, Dimple. So take off mute.
Oh, I'm so
Um,
sorry. Yes, I was on mute.
I
So
love
sorry.
your name. Reminds me of like your dimples, like Dimple. I love it.
Thank you.
Welcome and thank you for giving us your time.
No
And
problem.
want to give us a little bit about you, and then just your hints and tips be great.
Yeah. Well, my name is Dimple, as you all know. So I'm actually from an IT background. So from IT background, having a career in IT as a lecturer, so completely changed my career after 10 years. And then I became a mom and looking after the kids. So I just thought, why don't I have always loved beauty, but never sort of pursued it as a career because of the kids. And I just thought, okay, let's just do a small course, like a 2-day course, see if where it leads. And that 2-day course kind of gave me the stepping stone. And from there, I did full 1 year of beauty, and then hairdressing, you name it, nails, lashes, everything, because I wanted to do it completely, like fully from scratch. And I really, really enjoyed it. Then I thought, I because I don't know how to do the makeup, and I've always been like into makeup. So I thought, okay, let's just try makeup. I just tried. This was just a try, random try, and the random try became a passion became a business, and by God's grace, a successful business, which I'm really, really thankful to. And from there, the passion sort of taking a diversion towards content creation, which is like a completely new topic to me. So I've only started content creation really like maybe 6-7 months ago. Probably, I think L'Oreal was the first stepping stone in this, which gave me the platform. And from there, kind of building up. And then I knew about Beauty Buddy and various other communities and stuff. So just starting following people from communities and stuff. And then and I just looked into a different world, which I never looked before. And I thought, wow, that's really amazing. I really enjoy it. And that little enjoy became like, again, another passion. So kind of one door leads to another, to another. So now at the moment, I am creating content for the brands, and also like obviously gifting collaborations as well. So creating that. But it all started with the gifting collaborations. And from there, it sort of progressed into like paid collaborations, which I'm really, really looking forward and really thankful that brands are giving me opportunity. Being a 51-year-old and from a South Asian background, I think it's really, really an honor to be on the platform and show my community that, age is just a number. If you have a passion for something, you can do anything. And like I said, I'm not a master in this, but I'm still learning. It's like I'm going back onto, learning new things. So this is a new topic for me, but every day I'm learning from, all the other content creator friends. And we have small groups which we talk quite frequently, like Anna knows. And we just kind of share ideas and just progress from there. The advice I would One advice I would say is very, very important. So if you want to do something, the passion has to come from within. Like if you are passionate about something and you want to make it into a career, there is a lot of opportunity out there. Doesn't matter the age, doesn't matter your background. You just have to be authentic. One thing I'm very proud of myself is being authentic. People sometimes say to me, you're on the camera and you're working with the brands, you need to have certain kind of persona, like, have botox or this or that. I'm like, you know what, I don't mind doing that. That's absolutely fine. People who does that, I am really, really like, I have nothing against them. However, I want to present myself as who I am. I want to be authentic. I want to show people what 51-year-old person looks like. And these are fine wrinkles, these lines, these are just me that represent me. And I want people to see me as who I am. And I'm very proud of that. I will be creating content at 60, 70, God knows, but I want to be just me and want to
I
show
love,
people the reality.
I love that. I love that, Dimple. I absolutely love your energy, and your passion definitely comes through, and your authenticity. I'm joining that 50 category as well. So I am proudly upsetting my children at the minute because I come up on their For You page. So they'll have
Oh,
to get
dear.
used to
My children were actually first when I started, they were like, "Ooh, ooh." But now they're so proud of it. They're so proud of myself. And I am very proud of myself too. Like, from
Good.
where I have come, I'm originally from India. So, completely a different country I have come. Then I was from an IT background, a successful career I have left because to raise the kids. And then from there, I joined into beauty, which is completely, I was like zero in beauty. So did all that qualifications. And then from there, I'm like, it's just a progression. But I am
Yeah.
really, really loving this progression. And I want this to pursue even further. And I just want to be, when I leave the world, I want to leave and leave a legacy behind that, people can say, oh, Dimple did that. She was 51. I say to people proudly, I'm 51. Look at me. I'm 51. I have got wrinkles. I haven't got anything on my face, like no botox. This is just reality. And I'm very proud of that.
Yeah.
And
Well, we're delighted to have you as part of our beauty squad, and we appreciate you giving us your time this evening. And
thank
last
you.
but not least, we're moving to Anya. Anya. Sorry, did we spell your name wrong, Anya?
Yeah, Anya.
Anna.
Anna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anna. Oh,
Uh,
yeah. Anna.
could be Anna.
We can't correct that, but we'll send it out afterwards, corrected. Welcome. We're delighted to have you on. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your background and any hints and tips for us?
Yes. Hello, I'm Anya. I'm originally from Poland. So my name is Anna, and I very often introduce myself in England as Anna because it's just simpler. But I like Anya. I grew up in Poland, and that's my name. Yeah, I am created Glow with Anya nearly a year and a half ago because I was always drawn to beauty. I always love to learn new things, and I love creativity, and creating content allows me to do that. So I create beauty content focused on honest reviews that I hope help people to make confident choices when it comes to skincare. So for me, everything starts with the basics. So I like to keep my lens clean, use natural light where possible. I mean, I'm in UK, based in UK, so sometimes that's challenging. But I try to be close to the window, and if the weather is nice, I often record in the garden to ensure that good lighting, and it helps a lot. So I also check if everything is clear and in focus, not blurry. I'm trying to keep the background balanced so it doesn't distract from the product. Before filming, I think about the overall vibe. I look at the brand, their style, the direction they're going in, and I'm trying to adapt my content to match their style, but by staying true to my own one as well. So sometimes my videos will be more aesthetic and minimal, and sometimes more detailed and informative. It depends on the product. I like to show textures and application and how the product actually looks on the skin, so people can clearly see and understand what I'm sharing. I'm trying to use my own voice where possible, but sometimes it's not very clear. So I use voiceover tools to keep it consistent and clear. When it comes to platforms like Beauty Buddy, I think about my reviews from customers' perspective. So I include both positives and anything I'm unsure about, so people can decide if that product is right for them. As well. And I like to include a bit context about myself, for example, my skin type or hair type. So hopefully it helps people to relate and decide if that's the product that can help them as well. I'm trying to stay organized and plan my content around deadlines, so I can stay consistent and not rush. So yeah, for me, important things is clarity, consistency, and creating content that people genuinely trust and find helpful. Yes,
I think the three. Thank you so much, but I do think like the authenticity and is so important, and the three of you have all mentioned that. Everybody's different. Everybody does content differently, but it's being authentic. And one thing we will always say is brands really want to know if you don't like the product, why you don't like it. They're looking to understand, and even as a consumer, I want to understand you didn't like the product because, it was a thick texture and it didn't soak in fast, where I'd be like, well, I like the thicker texture, so that doesn't turn me off, so it's like, be honest. Like, if you don't like the scent, that's fine, just say what the scent is, things like that. So the authenticity is so important. And for us, like, I know some people message sometimes go, and if I don't like it, people are afraid to do negative reviews, but it's not a negative review. It's a review of the product and the reason you don't like it. That is not a negative. That's a review. We don't allow people to just berate a product and not say why. Like, that's just that doesn't make any sense to anybody. But we absolutely, and brands Actually, I know one brand particularly that we work with, and they're only really interested in anything that's said that's kind of more on the negative side, so they can look at what it is the negative and try and fix it for the future. So people shouldn't be afraid of saying it didn't work for me, or I didn't like the smell because it smells of peppermint, because maybe that's a peppermint. So just so you know, it is very much our core message is all around authenticity and being yourself. Yeah, so we're delighted that you guys came on today to share with us. If thank you very much. And if
Thank
you
you.
have, if we have questions, is there any questions or?
Yeah, there's one from Joanna about
You're on mute.
see there it's about the collab part when posting content on Insta. Do you think we should be
I can maybe read the. Okay, Joanna, I've never done to ask to collaborate part when posting content on Insta. Do you think this should be done for all the campaigns to invite them to collaborate on the post? Also, do you think it's good to also include Beauty Body on that invite collaboration, or just specific? Yeah, I would say that if you're really proud of your content, if you like say that, oh, this the brand, like why not? Like brands will notice you more, and sometimes it might surprise you, like, oh, he actually accepted my collaboration in that way. I said, yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely,
yeah,
go for it. They don't have to accept your
Yeah.
collaboration, or they could miss it, you know,
could
just
miss
in
it,
the
yeah.
in the reams of messages. But if you're proud of your content, absolutely feel free to share.
Also include beauty. Yes, as well.
See, Ikra was saying there's a new feature on TikTok which allows them to use your content beyond our control. It's automatically turned on all videos. We manually turn it off every time. I haven't seen that yet. Really scares me with going forward and using TikTok. So you're using. I haven't seen that yet, where it automatically can use your video content. But if you can turn it off, I would advise to turn it off. But maybe we can have a look into that and maybe share something about that with our group. And She Reviews gave you a wow, Dimple. And the WhatsApp link is there, but and Chris is talking about being afraid to say negatives about products in case the brand don't work with them again. And I think I've just explained that the brand is, you can do a really positive review talking about a product, about the packaging, about how it feels, the ingredients are, but you can also say, but I didn't like it because it dried really quickly on my face, or I didn't like it because of the scent, or whatever. The brand is not going to, they want authentic and they want real. And they know everybody doesn't like every product that's on the market.
Everybody knows it's not going to like product. Like you say, like maybe I love
we
vanilla.
like me as a group here, like in Beauty Buddy, we definitely disagree a lot, especially on fragrances. I go, oh, I love that, and then somebody else goes, oh God. So like we literally, it just depends on the person, you know.
Should we have a few different platforms? So TikTok, Instagram, or is it? I'd say it's whatever you feel comfortable with. Go for it, and yeah, if it's Instagram or YouTube or TikTok, but for Beauty Body, at least you have to have at least one, so we can share your content on there and we can track.
And just so you know that there is, at the moment, I know there is 3 campaigns out for Ireland at the moment, I think, and then we have a UK one coming out as well. But at the moment there's 3. So if you haven't been selected and you're in Ireland, please do go check the app and check the missions. And yeah, if anyone has any other questions, we don't want to keep you any longer. You've been so good staying on.
Sorry, just
Go ahead.
I love that the Beauty Body, the brands are interested in real honest feedback, and it doesn't affect you. So it's more on the negative from experience side. My first one with Aya, I didn't get on with all, but since then I've received 2 other products from them, which I've loved. Yes, exactly, because the products are not for like everybody. Like, and we always ask for your honest, and if you don't like it, say why. I think that's the key thing. Yeah.
So I see Ikra was saying she's fragrance obsessed and she's in the UK. Yeah, you've had 1 so far. Yeah, but in fairness, as we said, it's down to the brand selecting. Could be age, skin type, skin tone. So it just has to match your profile, and then we'll be able to get it scented. If you're selected for supplements, will you receive 1 at a time to trial? I have 2. No, you've 2 pending. Oh yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, sorry. Yes, there's 2 different ones. Yeah, they're NutriBurst and there's Aya, so they're separate. Yeah, yeah. So, what can I do if my product I review isn't on Beauty Buddy? You can send it to Perla.
We don't have a
There is a
form.
form. Yeah, so
There is one. Yeah, and it's a Google. The barcode and a photo, I think, from the product. In that way, we can investigate it and we can put it up in the app.
a lot of the new products, we're trying to pull them so that they will definitely be there, but brands release new products so quickly, so fast, and we're trying to just keep up with that. So, yeah, the Beauty Buddy app, yeah, you'll find that it is, we do have exciting news that we will be down the line. I'm not saying any. Tracy's looking at me going, don't be saying anything. All right, but yes, the app is slow, but it will be speeding up very soon, trust me. And I know, yeah, we will. I get in trouble already. All right, anybody else, any other questions before we let you all go and have the rest of your lovely evening? We will share, as I said, the WhatsApp is in the link there. So for anyone who has content, or you've already done content a few weeks ago, or the last campaign you did, feel free to add your link in there and we'll go follow you and like your content. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. And I want to say thank you to Mariana. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So thanks so much. That was amazing. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Yeah, so we are delighted to be able to help you, and thank you for being part of Beauty Buddy. So we will see you at the next one when you tell us what you want us to talk about. So it was all Mariana there, so I'm not taking any credit for that. That was all Mariana. All right, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks,
Thank you for
everyone.
being there.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.